Hi guys, I'm Richard from Sabre Airsoft. This is going to be the start of our YouTube videos of reviews, weapons, kit, you name it, you ask it, we'll do it. I've been in Sabre since the start, which is probably near on 10 years around. Starting with springers as young kids up to all the modern gas weapons and everything else you get nowadays. So today I'm going to talk about my main sniper rifle, which is the Ares M200 spring model. Out of the box, it's not all that great. It's been a very long project to get it where it is today. A lot of trial and error, CNC custom internals, different barrels, different cylinders to sort of get it to the decent playing standard that you're competing against with everybody with VSRs and the rest of the L96s and the rest of the stuff. So as it goes, this is almost complete. There's probably 2-3 more things I need to do, which again is going to be more CNC work, mainly on the hop unit, but as it stands I'm pretty quite happy with it now. It's all, as you can see, in Cryptek Mandrake, which was done quite recently, which I'm really happy with. In a moment we'll start breaking it down to its component parts and get some questions cleared up that I'm constantly being asked about what fits what, where to buy it, who makes it, etc, etc. So I'm going to break it down now. If you want to see a more detailed video, obviously please ask, but in the meantime this is going to be time-lapsed pretty quick. We're going to get it all down to its component parts. Right, so it is all in pieces. Basically the main functioning parts of the rifle. The rest of it's just body and bits, not really so much important. As you've probably seen in the pictures, the majority of the bolts holding the rifle together were silver. This is because they're stainless steel. Every fixing on the gun has been replaced, more for durability. Some of the threads are longer to get more purchase to hold the gun better together. Again, they can be purchased through myself or on my page or on the Sabre page if you just drop us a message. So we're going to talk about trigger box first. Completely one-off. You can't buy these parts through any main retailer. Ourselves had to get these custom made. They're CNC cut, engineered steel. I've had these in now for probably 2 years. Never replaced them yet, no sears. I generally test on an M190 spring, but obviously don't play with that because it's a bit too high over the limit on pretty much every site there is. So here we are. There's a 5-piece set. So here we are, this is our CNC trigger box. Obviously ignore that bit, it's just sort of popped out, springs everywhere. It's a 5-piece set. As I said, I've had this in now for quite some time and it's taken an absolute torture and it's never failed yet, never had any slam firing problems, no damage to the sears. There's a slight wear on the bolt stop, but then that's generally because I'm testing it on an M190 and it's yanking back a stainless steel cylinder. Replacing it has no stress function on any part of this gun. It literally just pushes this part back to allow the weapon to fire. These can all be purchased. Again, just send us a message. It's a very simple thing to fit. There's no adjustment. It is directly drop it in, off you go, no problems. One thing I have had problems with this gun is these 2 threads here. Which have now had helicoils put in them, basically because the body metal is very weak and the threads pulled out. Generally just through disassembly and reassembly and constant tinkering to try and get it all right. So next part we're going to go on to is a very simple and easy part, but one of the most important I think is the hop adjuster external, so you can adjust shot for shot out in the field without bothering trying to get a stupid Allen key in there and turn it. It's just a simple wheel, give it a little twist, obviously for whatever hop you need. Next part, which I'm being asked about the most I think, is the cylinder. Some parts are VSR based. If you look on here, this Aries part number even says VSR on it, but this is basically a set. You get the piston, the guide, a different spring, that's an M190, and this stainless steel cylinder here. It's basically a power up kit is what Aries call it, obviously with a cylinder head. It shot about 400 FPS on that kit. I'm not sure what the spring was that was actually fitted when I got it. It looked like a sort of M140, maybe M150, something like that, but pretty good out the box. Very little wear so far. It's starting to open slightly, but again that's because I'm putting as much stress through the whole thing as I can just to really ensure that the parts that do get sold are actually up to standard and not gonna have people sending me messages saying they're no good. One major upgrade on the back is the holding bolt. Most of the owners of these guns have all sort of told me and shown me pictures of the bolt handle ripping off, which happened to myself. The original fixing is absolute junk. So there's a stainless steel one there now, which has been in there again with the M190 in. Never had a problem. And finally, barrel and hop. I should take that off, don't need that. This is a deep fire 800mm 6.02 stainless steel barrel. They're a bit of a nightmare to get hold of now. Stock seems to be dwindling here, there and everywhere. Again, when I first bought the gun, the barrel was already bent. God knows how, I'm not really too sure, but that was accounting for a lot of my drift shots and they're sort of flying all over the place. The actual hop unit itself cannot be changed. It is built for the rifle. There is one in development for it, but we haven't quite finished sort of getting a nice tight seal as such. The barrel does need modifying. There is a cut in the back of it. Again, I'll show you if you really want me to. Send me a message. Hop rubber is VSR. I use Madball accelerator, but any VSR fitment hop rubber will fit and function as it should. That is pretty much it in a nutshell, really. It's that's the only major parts of this gun that are ever going to malfunction on you, unless you wrap it around a tree or lose it or something like that. But I can't fault, you know, the gun as it is. It really does perform well. It certainly brings it up to the standard of all these other rifles that you're seeing out there, especially the VSRs, which seem to be the most commonly tuned up ones, which see big power. But, so hopefully that's cleared up the questions that I'm always getting, not just on the Sabre page, but also on the Aries M200 page that I've got on Facebook. If you do want any of the parts, please message us, either page, somebody will always answer, or forward it to me, and I can get back to you. Hopefully you've enjoyed the first video we've ever done. There's definitely going to be some more, mainly with other kit. Other rifles that we've got. We tend to all run gas, so that'll be quite interesting for the people that don't know much about the gas guns or have never seen them stripped and gone through. And that's me. I've got to go. I got to do my duty.